And a lot of good stuff happening with our guest today is Paul Provost, who's the publisher of the Worcester Telegram and Gazette. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back, Tim.
Yeah, well, Paul, you know, we oftentimes talk about the business that you're in, which is the reporting and media and communicating with the public about things that are happening in not only Worcester and Central Mass, but you know, around the globe and around the country. And that's a ever-changing business.
Sure, yeah.
But one of the, the things that I think the Telegram historically does and continues to do, it's about kind of building community and communicating within the community. And you've added, since your time as publisher, a couple kind of community events which bring people together and have a little fun. One just wrapped up, the Woo Challenge.
Yeah.
So maybe you could just tell a little bit about that and how it's, number two.
Second year, yeah.
How it went.
Yeah, it went great. I think improved from the first year. Almost 500 total people ran the course. It's a downtown obstacle course that started at the Common and meandered its way through downtown up into Institute Park. And we had 20 obstacles over a 4.1 mile course.
So people run 4.1 miles downtown, and while doing that run, they have to go over obstacles, ladders, walls.
Run through, over and around.
Yeah. And then kind of a kids race or piece to it too.
There was a kids festival. There was a kids course as well, and we had partners for the entire race. And you know, just an incredible event. There's the festival piece of it with the music on the Common.
Everybody comes together afterwards, right? A lot of good feedback on that.
Yeah.
Well, after you run that race and the obstacles, you got to eat, right?
That's right.
Right. Well, you got another thing in your repertoire, using one of the region's great assets, one of the Massachusetts' great assets, Lake Quinsigamon, which is known for rowing and recreational boating and things. But you're going to add a little wrinkle to that.
We are. On September 23rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
At Regatta Point and Lake Quinsigamon, we are bringing dragon boats to Worcester.
And so our viewers who might not be familiar with the dragon boats, what are they?
It's really a 46-foot fiberglass canoe. You have a drummer in the front of the canoe and 10 rowers on each side. And the company that we work with actually does the steering so that you're not completely off course.
Right.
Tremendous opportunity for team building companies to bring their employees together, their family members. Have to be 15 years old or older to row, but tremendous operation and a lot of fun.
And we're excited. We're going to have a chamber boat, so we're going to work with our members and staff to see if we can be part of the activity.
Well, the chamber, Discover Central Mass, as well as Fallon Health is our major premier sponsor right now. We're in talks right now for the second premier sponsor, are allowing this to really happen.
Yeah.
And I thank you for your partnership.
No, it's you know, one of these things we get to use the assets that we have, and Discover Central Mass and their board work extremely hard to promote Lake Quinsigamon for events and rowing and the economic impact that this has. But this is kind of a little fun, and it's going to be some economic impact because I'm sure people after rowing will be going to feed themselves and you know, maybe embark on a little refreshments.
And like the Woo Challenge, there's a festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
There'll be music, entertainment, food, vendors.
Right.
So it's, you know, family friendly. Come down, bring your kids. There's swimming. You know, it'll be a fun day. A lot of activity.
And so there's different races during the course of the day, right?
Yeah. So what happens is there's 3 boats that go out that are fully loaded, and they're headed out. As the other race is finishing, those 3 boats are coming in and then loading the next heat. And so each team, we're planning to have 25 boats. Right now we have 14 committed.
Right.
So 11 more boats. And if you are interested, go to telegram.com/dragonboats and sign your team up. But yeah, 3 go out and you're guaranteed 2 heats.
And so each boat holds 22 people, and there's that, you mentioned the professional steerer, steer person, 20 paddlers, 1 drummer. That's to try to keep everybody rowing in sync, right?
It's not the strongest people, it's the ones that do it in the best coordinated effort.
And so they will get at least 2 races, right?
Yep.
T-shirts for everybody.
That's right.
Team photo. And so if there is a business, an organization that's out there, telegram.com
/dragonboats.
Dragon Boats, and the cost is $950. So if you had 21 people in a team building, you want to reward your employees, customers, it's kind of a unique opportunity.
It's a great opportunity, you know, and in a festival atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun using, as you said, one of the region's great assets, and certainly here for Worcester.
And part of the proceeds benefiting.
Yeah, as the campaign chairman again this year for the United Way Capital Campaign. This event, last year we did the Woo Challenge, and this year portion of the proceeds are going to the United Way of Central Mass.
And I want to thank you for that. I mean, United Way plays such an important role in Central Massachusetts, and not necessarily in running programs, but funding programs and filling gaps for organizations that are out there doing great things in the community, and taking on that not only running the major media organization for Worcester County, but taking on that challenge is no small task. Yeah. But maybe you could just give a little plug about some of the work that United Way does for our viewers, and why their contributions, that of their companies, is important.
Yeah, it's an incredible organization. Board of directors and run by Tim Garvin and his team are phenomenal. They helped me look really good and doing an enormous amount of work on the capital campaign. This past year, we're rounding it out. I just met with them. I think we raised $5.4 million for the community. It goes back into the community. That's $200,000 more than we had done last year.
Yeah.
And that's the first time in almost 10 years that we were increased the campaign year over year. So we've got a lofty goal coming for this year, and really excited about the opportunity. And
so much of it focused around kids and education and kind of constructive activities, year-round, after school, summer. I mean, it's such an important organization, and it's that funding, flexible funding, that whether it be the Boys Club or the Y or all these organizations which do so much good, they rely on that funding.
That's right. Yeah, Nativity School. I mean, there's so many organizations that benefit from the United Way and the funding of the United Way to be able to do the work that they do.
So not only can you have fun in a dragon boat, do some team building, and have some exercise, but a portion of the proceeds are going to go to the United Way as well. So, and part of this is going to be not only participants. I'm sure that this is going to be unique. It's going to attract people to come down on the Burns Bridge and at Regatta Point to see this.
I think so. I think there's it's a great spectator sport. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to try to make it as fun as possible.
And we're close to wrapping up, but where did you get the idea?
So I was the publisher in Norwich, and worked with the Chamber in Norwich. Was a part of that to bring it to the harbor in Norwich, Connecticut, and that consistently built year after year. Right. So one of the opportunities was to bring some awareness to the lake, and we thought this was a good way to do it. Bring the community together and help fund the United Way.